Okay, so here we're on the library homepage, and in the middle is the quick links. And you can see catalog and databases. We want to use databases in order to find articles. It is easier to search the articles in a database rather than going to journals, because then you're searching for the whole journal and you're not going to see the individual articles within the journal. It'll take a lot more effort to figure out which journals have your information. So you want to go to databases. Okay. When you go to databases, some of you are actually on a computer at home and you are not on the network here. So you have to sign in. Now there is a sign in option under off-campus access. Okay? When you click on that, it will ask you to enter your student ID and your birthday. All right, so I'm going to come down here just a moment. And once you enter it in, you're going to see this page. Now, this is not the easiest way to get back to the articles. So then I would suggest going back to the home page. Once you've signed in, you're in the account, it'll save that. So go back to the home page. And if you have to retype it into the word up here, retype Delta State, and then go back to the library home page so that you can get back to this. Now we're going to go to databases and we're going to click on Academic Search Premier. Everyone should use this first. This is a good way to open into the databases. The reason we're doing this is because this will give you the option to click on Choose Databases, and you will have multiple databases you can choose. If we were to try to go into this, and we clicked on EBSCOhost, and we click on Academic Search Premier, it'll give us that page, but then when we click on Choose Databases, it does not give us all of the databases. And that is what I do not like. So that's why I get back out of it and I go back to the home page. Here, I go back to the home page and go to databases and then choose them. Okay? All right, so once you have opened the databases, you could actually create yourself a sign-in account. And if you decide to sign in, this will make it so that anything you select and put in your folder will save it until you're done with it. So you can create one now and you'll be able to create an account. You can always call me if you have trouble creating an account. If you put articles in your folder and you're not signed in, then they could delete after so many minutes if you step away from the computer and you're not active in the session. Even if you're just reading, it may think you're no longer active and delete everything. But if you're signed in, anything you put in the folder will stay there until you decide to delete it. Okay? Also on this page, under search options, if you come down to limit your results, you will see over here on the right is full text, but here is scholarly peer-reviewed journals. And these journals are considered to be better because they are more stringent in what they allow and what is published. So they make sure that things are published that follow certain guidelines. I won't go into that further right now. The main thing is some teachers require that. Some of you have very specific topics, so I don't want you to be limited in what you're allowed when it comes to articles. I will not require this, but it does help. Okay. So up here, we have Academic Search Premier. I'm going to go to Choose Databases because I want to see all of the available databases in EBSCOhost. Now guys, these are the actual databases. So when you're telling me what database you got an article from, it's going to be one of these names. It is not EBSCOhost, okay? The only thing you would say you had from EBSCOhost database is ebooks. Everything else will have a different name for it. On that note, on the library homepage, when we start the search, we go to databases. Do not go to OneSearch, okay? That is not what I'm looking for. I want you to use specifically the database link. Okay, this will give you other sources that are nicely found here. I want you to go here. All right. So we are looking at databases. If you don't know what the database is, you can hover or click on the yellow bubble or the little bubble on the side of the database, and it will tell you about it. Now, if you're doing anything dealing with people and you're dealing with emotions or with the reason they might do something, you'll probably want something like PsycInfo, because that has to do with counseling and psychology and the reason behind choices people make. If you're doing anything with law enforcement, you're going to want criminal justice abstracts, okay? Anything with business or money or pay, Business Source Complete would be useful. Health resources, CINAHL. Okay, CINAHL is a good one for the health, nursing, anything like that. If you're doing something dealing with children, and it doesn't really matter if it's education, then it's ERIC, and if it's children, even if it's behavior or family, you still want to choose ERIC, because teachers actually have to select a lot of different, they have to not select, but take notes and take statistics for a lot of information dealing with children, dealing with family life, dealing with behaviors. Sports, Sport Discus, any kind of major topic that's going on, you could do topic search. If you're dealing with gender issues, genders, if you could do race relations, lots and lots of information, okay? History, we have History Reference Center, and if you're doing, there's one student I know doing a literary work, then they're going to do the Literary Reference Center. Now, if you're not sure about any of it, you can always select all. Okay? It will be longer, not really much longer, but the main thing is you might get a lot of resources you don't need. I'm going to go ahead and select it just so you can see, and I'm going to go ahead and do a search. Now, my search terms, maybe I did libraries and homeless and universities. So here I'm going to type in libraries or library or librarian or librarianship. I like that. So I'm going to use all of those. And then I'm going to let the and be right here. I don't have to type it in the first one. I'm going to use the second one. So I'm going to say and homeless. And it came up. And then I'm going to say and universities. University or college or higher education. That works for me. You never know which way it's going to go. And then I'm going to add another one, and I'm going to say not veterans. Maybe I don't want to deal with veterans